Hello, and welcome to Lumpia and Latkes. I'm Jay, a Filipino-American.
And I'm Mitch, an American Jew. We are friends
And former co-workers.
who riff all day at work and decided to create this podcast for extended conversations on anything that intrigues us.
We won't always get it right, but we'll do what we can. Thanks for joining us. This episode, game shows. That is our topic of the week. And for our next contestants on The Price is Right, Mitch, come on down.
Yay!
I mean, there's always been a fascination with game shows for a long time.
Wait a minute, are you Drew Carey right now?
Yeah. Welcome to Lumpia and Latkes, where the points don't matter. I'm Drew Carey. You can find me on the movie.
That's not a game show.
Thighs
Come
Wide
on.
Shut. I mean, it has the tropes of a game show anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what a good show too. But
yeah, great show.
But yeah, Drew Carey and the earliest game show that I can actually remember watching, and it's probably because of like the old Game Show Network with the whole channel dedicated to just game shows. What's My Line?
What's My Line?
You ever heard of What's My Line?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
but I hardly remember it.
Yeah,
so.
It had Dorothy Kilgallen, and she was a journalist, and what's the guy's name? He was from like Random House Publishing. He's like one of the big publishing companies for books for a long time. And Arlene, I don't know. It was those three, and then there was like a mystery, like another celebrity that was on the panel. It was a panel of 4 people, and you had the host, which is John Daly.
Yep.
This is the days of black and white television. This is like the 50s. This is like the days of like I Love Lucy and that kind of stuff, like Ralph Cramden and Honeymooners. Like this is very old, but basically. You'd have regular people, and they had some really interesting people that came out. There was one guy who actually witnessed Abraham Lincoln, I think, being assassinated at some point, which is pretty crazy according to what he says. Yeah. And then they also had, of course, they had the second half, which would be a celebrity. That would be the mystery person. But basically, you have someone who comes out, they sign their name on the board, or they have a card that comes up that the panel can't see that says what this person is famous for, and then the panel has to guess with yes or no questions and find out what this person does. So basically, it's just 20 questions, right? So right. But it's specific to like whatever this person is known for. Their hidden thing that they're known for. But you have these cards are in the center. It was a different times. It was like $5, $10, but that was worth a lot of money back in the day, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then eventually it's up to John Daly. He's the host. He decides when it's over. He's like, all right, that's enough questions. We'll give you the whole amount. I think the maximum they get was like $50, which is crazy to think about.
That's right. Days. The maximum was $50,
$50.
Yep.
And then the second half you'd have celebrity guests, and they had like Colonel Sanders. Which actually, he wasn't on there as a celebrity. He was on there as a regular person, because this is back in the day where he just started KFC.
Okay.
Before it became really big. So he was on there, and you had, of course, Lucy and Ricky, and then you had like all sorts of people from back in the day, and it was a fascinating show. But that's the earliest game show I can remember actually watching in any iteration.
Okay.
Yeah. But. Man, there's so many game shows. I mean, you just mentioned Drew Carey, the current host of The Price is Right.
That's right.
An American institution at this point.
But who can forget the lovely Bob
Barker and the Barker Beauties that they were.
That's right, and the Barker Beauties, man. Yeah, that was probably my first one that I remember watching as a kid. Was The Price is Right, man. Mm-hmm. I remember that. That, like, I don't know. Every time you were sick. You stayed home and watched The Price is Right, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just one of those staples.
Right. That's right. Yep. You watch The Price is Right, awesome. You probably get some ginger ale.
Yeah, something like that. And a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, man. And the weird thing about Price is Right, much respect to Bob Barker. I mean, we wouldn't have it if it wasn't for him. But there are other hosts that actually did it before him. They also had, like, Modern Incantation, like, in the day modern, like in the 80s, they had like a different host, and they did it like at night, and like they had a woman that was like a co-host. They
Yeah,
went
I
through a lot
remember
of
that.
weird
But that was
stuff.
they did the night show of The Price is Right. So
Yeah,
for most people that might not remember it, The Price is Right originally started off as a 30-minute show,
that's right.
and then it finally expanded to a 1 hour show. Right now, Amazon Prime actually has one of those channels, live channels, whatever, or movie or show channels, whatever, and one of them is just The Price is Right, Bob
Yeah,
Barker era,
yeah,
and
the
Price
Barker
is
era.
Right, Drew Carey era. Now,
Right.
you remember this? I went on a binge. Remember that back in the day? I did. I went on a little binge and just started watching The Price is Right like crazy. Um,
Okay.
it was more like background noise than anything. Like I put it on like and fall asleep watching it or whatever. But I started noticing, like what I was looking for was I was trying to find The Price is Right during the time that I was watching The Price is Right, so I can like relate to it and everything. And every time that I thought that they were going to have the episode or episodes that I was accustomed to seeing, they would then revert right back to the original ones, which was the 30-minute ones. Like it was almost like they would do like mid to late 70s and then early 80s, and then they would just loop it back over. It was so disappointing, but at the same time, it was still semi-entertaining.
Yeah, and then it's really interesting with that show in particular because you can really see the generational shift when it went from like Bob Barker for all that time to Drew Carey now. It's like just in the quality of prices. Like back in the day, you used to get like
Yeah.
a washer dryer set, and it's like
Uh-huh.
70s, and you got a brand new dining room table, a glass a glass cutlery set that you can have for your fancy dinner parties. And now today it's like it's more like vehicle heavy, like a brand new car, which that was a thing back then too. But like definitely when you changed out the host from Bob Barker, who was honestly older, right, to Drew Carey, who's like considered
Right.
young anyway.
Right.
Yeah, they changed a lot for what they offer,
Absolutely.
and how even of course the whole flow of the show changed because Bob Barker had his way, and Drew Carey is he honors a lot of that. He tries to be respectful, but he's
Yep.
doing things his way, right?
Yep.
And you can tell, and it works for him. I mean, yeah, he's been hosting a long time too, not as long as Bob, but I mean, he's going to get there probably. I mean, it seems like he's not in trouble of losing his job. So
Nope.
there's that. And then we're talking about Drew Carey. I mean, another one of his buddies that's also on daytime game show television, Wayne Brady from the
Yeah,
Who's Line
buddy.
thing with
Yeah.
Let's Make a Deal.
I think he did a great job with that.
Yeah, I think
I
he
did.
does continue to do a really great thing. And also Jonathan Mangum, who was also on the Drew Carey show, and also all the, I think, well, not who wants to be a millionaire, not
Whose line
Whose
is it
Lines
anyway?
anyway, but he was on the other stuff. He was on like Improvaganza, and that took place in Vegas, and Green Screen Show, which was an improv show that was done, of course, in front of a green screen. They handed it over to animators. That was on WB. He was on a bunch of stuff.
Right, right.
But yeah, now he serves as the host, like co-host
Right.
and like announcer for Let's Make a Deal. And of course, anybody's watched Let's Make a Deal for a long time. Used to be Monty Hall.
That's right.
Yeah. Is he still alive? Honestly,
No, I don't believe he is alive
Is he
anymore.
not? Okay.
No, I don't
I
believe
remember
so.
he was able to be on the Wayne Brady version of Let's Make a Deal before he passed, so that was really cool. It was like they were like co-hosting, going back and forth for a little bit because they brought him back to say like, hey, thanks, we appreciate what you did.
Yep.
But yeah, if you're gonna be on a game show, which one would it be? There's a lot of them out there.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, there's so many out there, dude. That's a wild question to ask
I know,
someone
right?
that. Oh my gosh. I mean, the first thing that popped in my head, and you're gonna laugh. Double Dare.
Oh, Double Dare with Mark Summers.
That's right.
Mark Summers, also of I know him more for Food Network's Unwrapped.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
But yeah, Double Dare. Yeah, that was with the slopsicle course at the end. Yeah,
Exactly.
that was cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really want to do that show too. I mean, if anything, though, if I was going to be on, like, let's have different things. So you have kids game shows, and then you have like adult-ish game shows, right? So for the kids game show, you have Double Dare. What about adult game show?
Yeah. Gosh, what's the name of that? It's not Let's Make a Deal. Oh man. Oh, good Lord. What's the name of that daggone thing? Oh my God. I'm thinking what the heck is it called? It's oh my gosh.
Not Let's Make a Deal.
Nope. Press Your Luck.
Press Your Luck.
Press Your Luck. With the big bucks, no whammies, man.
Big bucks, big bucks. They redid it and they just called it Whammy.
Oh, really?
Press Your Luck.
That sucks.
That was like in like 2010. So it's still kind of old. But Press Your Luck, I mean, that one, oh boy. Remember the big scandal for Press Your Luck, the original version?
No, I don't remember that.
You'll remember when I tell you.
No.
It was a dude who he was on like multiple, like this is when they had like returning winners, and he was on like multiple weeks in a row, right? And he would stop it all the time on like the perfect thing for like $5,000 and a spin, or like whatever the biggest amount was on the board, because it would randomize it. He would always stop on the best one, and he actually.
How's that?
The thing is, he is a huge fan of Press Your Luck, and this is back when. They didn't really have a true computerized system, so they only had so many configurations. This man watched Press Your Luck so many times, he memorized all the configurations and how they would come up. So he could stop it every time on the dot of the best thing on the board.
No way.
Truth. There was a huge expose about this, and that's why at some point after that happened, they had to straight up, they had to redo the board and make it truly randomized because of him.
Wow.
Because he cheated. Well, I mean, it's a gray area. Yes, he did like game the system, but at the same time, it's like, if someone takes the time to memorize all that, I think more power to them. I think it's just because the advertisers got pissed off because they had to pay all that. But
right.
I mean, yeah, that was a big thing. You don't remember that? It was this dude who had like he was like bald, slightly balding. He had like hair at the sides, kind of thing, and like Caucasian, like maybe had like a goatee, almost like a beard.
Yeah, his name was Michael Larson.
That guy. Yeah, that was crazy. It's like, I mean, that's a lot of dedication. And if we're talking about like other like game show controversies.
Right.
There was also, in Drew Carey's time, it was like when he was still fresh with The Price is Right? There was a contestant who got, like, during the Showcase Showdown, which if you haven't watched The Price is Right? People, at the end of the show, they have two end of the show winners, and they have to bid on like a variety of prizes. Like each one is called a showcase, which has like 3 or 4 different big things, and you have to guess whatever price. Whoever gets closer to their price wins their showcase. You get within, I think it's, at some point it's like $250 or $500, whatever. You get within that certain range, then you actually get both showcases. And this guy, he got within that range. And I think he got within like $10, and they're like, "That's not even possible." Like the producers backstage were like, "That doesn't make any sense. He can't. That's a really." They thought something strange was going on because you get that close, it's like that makes no sense. Apparently, this guy is another person who was such a huge fan of the show. He watched so many things, and he knew they used like the same prizes, but he wasn't doing it in a cheating way. It's just he watched it so much that he memorized the value of the prizes, and he saw this stuff before. It's like, well, I know what all that is. He added it up in his mind, and he's like, all right, this is the price. And he got it right, and he got both showcases. They tried.
That's crazy.
They put him through the ringer. I think they had like the police talk to him and all this kind of stuff because, nobody wants game show fraud. It's the last thing anybody wants.
That's right.
So, it's
actually a documentary, if I'm not mistaken, about that whole thing. My wife and I watched that. I can't think of the guy's name though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was amazing to see. I mean, the guy just literally just knew it all. I mean, and pretty much had it down to almost the exact dollar for that point.
Yep.
But they had to. He tried getting on several times. and he had been at the studio several times over. But like the first time that he went on, he didn't win. Yeah, he did not win at all. So, but he kept at it. He kept going and kept going and kept going. They knew him by name, and then eventually he just got called. And there's actually scenes as well. Like he started calling out the numbers in the stands, in the seats or whatever. And this one lady started paying attention to him. So she would she kept looking at him, and finally Bob Barker even acknowledged him a couple of times as well. Because like the guy just knows his numbers, because he did.
Drew Carey, the one I'm talking about.
It was Bob Barker and Drew Carey. He was on for both.
He was on for both. Wow.
Mm-hmm. He was the one. He started off with Bob Barker, and when it switched over to Drew Carey, he kept going and going and going. He finally got on with Drew Carey, and that was the controversy. Was the one on Drew Carey, and they literally stopped the show when they found it all out because they were like, "Oh my God, he got it exactly right. There's no freaking way," and they literally stopped the show.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean,
he's just absolutely crazy.
But again, it's like card counting that we were talking about before. It's like, is it unethical? Sure, but I mean, at that point, that man, it's not his fault that they recycled, prizes. That's not his fault.
100%. And the sad part is that he figured out the prices. I mean, he just sat there and went through it all and knew the prices and just kept going over and over and over in his head.
Right.
And was very good at math.
Yep.
So he just did it because, and all this started because he was just interested. It just fascinated him. And he created an entire database for this. He created an entire gaming system himself. And literally he wrote an actual program that was The Price is Right for himself. And tested himself with the current prices of everything there to help him remember some of this stuff. It's an amazing documentary. It is absolutely amazing. Yeah, if you get a chance, you got to go look at it. But I got to remember the name of it.
No, yeah, for sure. I think there is also a documentary on the other guy for Press Your Luck too. But yeah, also more controversies because game shows just seem to have a lot of controversy because you're winning stuff, right? It's like kind of the dream. I would say the American dream, but it's probably anybody's dream is to win something on a game show.
Sure.
That
documentary is called Perfect Bid, the contestant who knew too much.
That's right. Yeah, I think I've seen that pop up with like a faceless like avatar of him behind the thing, right? Behind the
I think so, yeah.
The showcase, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
But this other one was for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but not the American version. This was the UK version, right?
Okay.
So people don't know Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I mean, well, you've been under a rock, but Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is basically like 20 questions, and they go from really easy to really difficult, from like $100 all the way to $1 million. You have three lifelines. Well, they've changed it up, but usually it's been three lifelines. It's like 50-50, phone a friend, ask the audience. Sometimes they throw in other stuff like ask the host and all that kind of crap, but usually it's those three, and it's one person in the hot seat, as they call it, sitting across from the host, and they ask the questions. To get there, you have to also do the fastest finger, which is that sounds dirty, but it's not. The fastest finger, where they're all sitting at like the outside of the little stage, like in front of the audience, because it's a studio audience, and they're all like sitting in like a half circle. And the fast finger, they give you a question and put these things in order from greatest to least, or most oldest to newest, or that kind of stuff. And if you get that right and you do it the fastest, then you get to move on to the hot seat and get the real questions and have the chance to win $1 million. So, in the UK version, straight up, there's this dude who. He was acting real strange. He was acting kind of, he was off. He wasn't sure about his answers, but he was getting them right somehow. And it was during the show
the contestant's name was Tequin Wittock.
Mm-hmm. And the producers were like, this is really strange. It's like he's not sure about his answers. He's like very uneasy, but he's getting them right anyway. And he's said multiple times, like, I don't know anything about this, but I'm going to say it's this. And it's like, it's weird to take that much of a risk, especially when he got up to like the bigger amounts, right?
Right.
And he did end up winning $1 million. His wife was in the audience watching there as well. And then eventually they went back and replayed the tape. they had a coughing system, and it was
Yep.
a whole thing where it's like his wife, him, and then one of the other contestants that they knew in the fastest finger seats. They were
Yep.
all in it together.
Yep. They sure were.
Yeah,
So
and
it was Wittock that would cough
hmm
whenever Ingham read out the correct answer to the question.
yep, and his wife would be in the audience and like kind of cough also to like kind of signal to the fastest finger dude. It's like, hey, he doesn't know it. Tell him what the answer is. It was a very interesting scheme, but it's like the funny thing is the who's. I keep saying who's line. I keep saying the wrong thing. The Who Wants to Be a Millionaire like official YouTube account.
Yep.
They only recently settled that whole there was a lawsuit for it. They straight up they said, you know what? We're going to put the whole thing as unedited as possible, but they put their own comments in of what exactly their whole scheme was, and it's fascinating. It's an interesting video. I watched it. It was like,
Yeah, they
wow,
were found guilty. They were
yeah,
all three
they were
found
definitely,
guilty of
yeah,
procuring the execution of a valuable security by deception, receiving suspended prison sentences and heavy fines.
and it's just it's an interesting thing if you watch it. It's on their YouTube. It's still out there, and straight up. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire UK just straight up said, nah, fuck this. We're going to show as much as we can of this episode as unedited as possible.
Yep.
And you can hear their loud ass coughs like, it's like, it's not very subtle.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's surprising that they didn't really catch on, quicker because it's like, man, it's pretty loud when they cough. But as far as that other question goes, for shows I want to be on for kids show, definitely Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
So,
man.
yeah, you remember Legends of the Hidden Temple? Yeah.
Vaguely, but
It
I
was
remember
great.
seeing it. It was a Nickelodeon thing, I
Yeah,
believe.
Nickelodeon, yep.
Oh,
With Kirk
but
Fogg.
okay.
Yeah. Kirk Fogg and uh, Bradley D. Baker. D. Baker Bradley. I can't remember
Okay.
how his name goes, but he's a famous voice actor. He does actually the.
Oh,
He does a lot of like the animal type voices. He actually does the voice of Perry the Platypus for Phineas and Ferb. Yeah, he's that guy. But
Yep.
A long time ago, he was the voice of Olmec, the giant
Hey, wait a
temple
second.
head.
I just sent you that link for Player the Platypus doing that parody.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did send that, and I like that.
Yep. Yeah, I
Um,
figured you would.
yeah, it's basically so people get the reference. So it's the voice of Dr. Doofenshmirtz in Phineas and Ferb is Dan Povenmire, and actually Dan Povenmire,
Yep.
he has his own TikTok. He's been on there for quite a long time, and he is actually also one of the original like creators and writers for Rocko's Modern Life, which is also really cool.
Yep.
But then after that, a long time later, he made Phineas and Ferb, and someone drew Dr. Doofenshmirtz as Dr. Frankenfurter from
Doc and Frankenfurter.
yeah,
Frankenfurter.
Dr.
Excuse me.
Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Yep.
which is Tim Curry's role, and he's like, "Oh, that I got to do this," and so,
So he did it.
So he did it, and then he sang "Sweet Transvestite." That's what it's called. It's the opening song for when Dr. Frankenfurter walks in, and it's pretty great. People should watch it if they like it, and then do that whole thing. A little stuffed animal or puppet or whatever. I think it's just stuffed animal. A Perry shows up and makes that little the Perry noise.
Yep.
Pretty good.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. I
Yep.
thought it was awesome.
I like it.
Yes.
And then, but yeah, as far as Legends of the Hidden Temple,
Yes.
so you have different teams. You had the Blue Barracudas, the Silver Monkeys, and like I can't remember all of them. I have like pins of those.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's every episode has a I think it's a made up like legend and story
Right.
of like olden times,
Right.
and then the kids they have to play these games to get parts of a medallion, and these medallions you play after you play these games, and then you get to this part where it has questions and answers about the story. Whoever makes it all the way down towards these steps to get to the final part of like the answer to the last question, those people get to move on to the temple run, I think. I think is what they called it. But it's a giant temple that has like all these different rooms. It's an obstacle course, and there's like the Shrine of the Sober Monkey, where you have to have all these pieces around the room that you put together in a certain order, and no one could ever fucking do it. I don't understand. It was only 3 pieces, but they couldn't do it. I don't know why. And then like that's the room that I remember. But when you run through this room, those medallions, they protect you from the temple guards. And those are the scariest thing for probably these kids, because they're just random men in temple guard type outfits, like with like exposed chests and stuff, and like they suddenly just pop out and grab you.
Right.
Pretty crazy for a kids show that they're just
that's
randomly let
crazy.
that happen, right?
Yeah.
But if you had a whole medallion, that would let you escape from that one guard. If it happened again, you got taken out of the temple, and then your friend would go through, and then eventually you have to find the room that has some sort of relic related to the story. Find it, and then all the doors are in there, because as you're going through these rooms, you're unlocking doors. When you find the relic, all the doors open. You have to get out and hand it off to the host. As soon as you do that, you win whatever the big prize is. It's a great show. I watched every episode. At some point, they did a modern version for adults, which is what nobody wanted. They also made a movie based off of it, which made no real sense. Both of those things sucked. Straight up. It's like we all wanted the original show, and they didn't do that. But as far as the adult show to be on, kind of, I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking Family Feud.
Okay.
Yeah, with Steve Harvey.
Okay.
Why not?
Why not? Okay, sure. I mean,
yeah.
You sure you don't want the other guy there? What's his name? Oh shoot! What was the other hosts? Oh shoot!
John O'Hurley, Richard Karn, Louis Anderson.
Richard Karn to come up and just give you a big old fat wet kiss.
Oh, that's Richard Dawson.
That's Richard Dawson. Thank you.
Richard Dawson.
Yeah.
Man, that man kissed so many women. That's a different time also.
I know, right?
In the 70s, it's like, you can kind of just get away with that. And then,
absolutely.
Yeah. And you saw how many women just didn't want to kiss him, but he kissed them anyway.
Uh-huh. He still
crazy.
just went up there and kissed them every time.
It's like, okay.
Yep. Kind of weird.
Weird times.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of that stuff. There's, not to be too crazy about it, but like there was this one that's like a Canadian show. I don't know what it was, but it had a bunch of kids on, and they would have like some sort of, it was like a question and answer show, and there's this creepy ass host, and he would always kiss the children, the girls.
Oh my!
He would kiss them on the mouth.
Oh my!
And like a lot of girls didn't want to do it, and like there's a whole like compilation out there on YouTube, straight up, like where like even like the mother saying under her breath like "dirty old man." It's like not great.
I mean, I get it. I understand that. I agree, but I mean, still, for them to say it, I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is funny because it's like
because he is a dirty old man.
Yeah, it's a different time, and they let that stuff go apparently.
Yeah,
Weird. Well, as far as all that's concerned, then you have, let's see here. What other game shows you got?
Man, you just want to go through the list of game shows? I mean, I got a whole list of game shows, Matty. I mean, just like current ones we've got: Price is Right, Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud, Celebrity Family Feud, Pressure Luck, Beat Shazam, Deal or No Deal, and then there's Deal or No Deal Island, and the latest one is Chase.
Deal or No Deal Island? What the fuck?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that's a newer one, man. Deal or No Deal Island. Yeah, that's a newer one that came out not too long ago. Is
it like Survivor meets Deal or No Deal?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
That's weird.
It is. It did. It got
the
a little
whole
weird.
concept of Deal or No Deal has always been odd to me. Is that it's like they really stretch it out. But if you ever play like the game on like the Flash game version or anything at home,
it's quick.
it's real quick. It's
Oh yeah,
like
well of
they
course
really
because
stretch it out.
well that's because they have to. It's dramatic.
Yeah,
It's an hour long show, and
it is.
they got to stretch it out, buddy. They
It
got to
is,
stretch it
but
out. They got to make that
but
happen.
the the
So
the
that's
premise
normal.
is so thin. It's like, oh boy.
Oh, 100%. That's why they stretched it out the way they
Yeah,
do. I call the banker. Let's talk.
yeah.
Let's have a conversation. Now we're
It's
going to
not
listen
unlike it's
out
not
about
unlike
things, you know?
it's not unlike Match Game, right? Because Match Game,
Right.
they did
Like,
the same thing.
yep.
It's like, it's like, all right, I fell so hard that I broke my blank, and then they'd
Exactly.
have give them time to think, and then most of the show is just the celebrities just riffing and
Riffing and
making up stupid
exactly.
jokes.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Yep.
yeah.
100%. But then there's like Tic Tac Doe, The Gong Show,
The
The
Gong Show, yeah, I
Dating
guess that is a game
Game,
show. Yeah,
The Dating Game,
yeah.
Password. I don't know why this one is on here. Candid Camera? That's not a
That's not a
game
game
show.
show.
Exactly. That's so weird.
Yeah,
It was on this, and I was like, that's really weird. That's not a game show
yeah.
whatsoever. Then if we can go by the years, if you will. In the
Mm.
'80s, you had let's see here, American Gladiators. That says it's a
Oh
game
yeah,
show. Technically, it is a game show.
yeah.
It is more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Joker's Wild. Um,
Mm.
let's see. There was still Let's Make a Deal.
Card Sharks.
Yep, Deal or No Deal.
Mm-hmm.
Sale of the Century. Yep, remember Sale of the Century? Yeah, that was a game show. I remember that. They used to come on before Price is Right. Bowling for Dollars. That was an actual game show. Break the Bank. Bullseye. Chain Reaction. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Couch Potatoes. Remember that one.
You remember Minute to Win It?
Yep, Minute to Win
Yeah,
It. Yep,
with
I
Guy
remember that.
Fieri, and
Yep,
then like it had the promise of winning $1 million. And I think people did win it, but
yep,
then
yep,
that was on NBC, and then that went away. And then of all people, the people that revived it, it was Game Show Network, and I think it was the
yep.
only show that ever offered $1 million to be won. Usually,
hmm
Game Show Network is like cheap. They're like, oh yeah, up to $50,000, $100,000. That one offered $1 million. I think one person won it, and the
Yep.
host of all people was Apollo Ono, the
Yeah, it's
figure
so
skater.
weird. It was so weird.
Strange,
Yeah, I know.
strange,
It was
man.
very weird. I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember that. That was so weird. It was
Hmm.
such a weird one, man. Let's see some other crazy ones that we've got here. Name that tune. Yep.
Yeah, that's still on today. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
With who is it?
I don't know who's on it right
I
now.
can't
Or
remember. Randy Jackson looks weird. I'll straight up say that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
$25,000
yeah.
pyramid.
Yeah, and they changed
Or
that number, I think, at
it's
some
now it's
point.
$100,000
Yeah, hundred
pyramid or
thousand,
something like
right?
that.
Yeah.
Yep, something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Sale of the Century. I already said that. There's a shopping game, Split Second. Um, God, what there was one that was like a oh shoot, I can't even think of what it is. It's like a play on words kind of thing, and you had to sit there and guess what it said. Um,
Hmm.
by using words and numbers and stuff like that on the screen. I can't think of it was like Pictionary like thing.
Hmm.
It was kind of like a Pictionary like thing,
I don't know.
but I can't remember what it was. I can't remember at all. Oh
Hmm.
well.
Yeah.
Oh well. But yeah, let's see what other crazy ones we've got on the list here. Let's go to the 90s, sir.
Hmm.
Let's see. Big Deal. The Blame Game, Blind Date,
Hmm.
Bobcat's Big Ass Show.
Hmm.
Chain Reaction, The Challenge, Classic Concentration.
Hmm.
You still had the Family Feud stuff then. Hollywood Game or Hollywood Squares. That was another big one.
Hollywood Squares.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Remember the Hollywood Squares?
Yeah,
Yep,
Hollywood Squares. When I remember when it had Whoopi Goldberg at Center Square, and then
yep,
it was all that time. It was Tom Bergeron.
yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. They actually did have a Monopoly game show too for a little while in the 90s.
Hmm.
Yep, that was interesting.
Okay.
Let's see. Rock and Roll Jeopardy. Rumor Has It. I remember that one.
Hmm.
Scattergories. There was a Scrabble game show. There was a
Hmm.
Shop Till You Drop.
Shop Till You Drop. That was a good
hmm
show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Supermarket Sweep.
Supermarket Sweep. Now that's one I
Yep.
want to talk about because they
Okay.
had a recent incantation. It was like maybe it was like 2 years ago now, maybe 3 years ago. It was Leslie Jones, who was the host, And that
Okay.
was a great show. It had some really funny moments. It was good. It was the same Shop Till You Drop that you know and love. It's just with
Hmm.
Leslie Jones as the host. It was just, the only problem is it was a little too woke in that they tried to. They were trying to force ideas down your throat, but at the same time, it's like they were very open about, like, just I don't know. They're putting a lot of like modern ideas in there. It's like it's great and all, but like I'm just here to watch people win money and like play the games. I don't really want to be on someone's agenda so
Right.
much.
Right.
I still thought it was a great version of the show because Leslie Jones is a great host, and the games were still fun. It was a fun game to play along with at home. You can't do the shopping thing, but all the other little games, like I was doing well with those. I could probably have been to that show, but at some point, I guess it just didn't attract enough attention, and it got not canceled, but it got put on a permanent hiatus, which is pretty much canceled. It's on the
Yeah.
shelf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. They put it on a shelf. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Um,
Some of
yeah.
these here, once you get into the 2000s, it gets a little strange now because, like, for example, I'm going through Wikipedia and just looking at category 2000s American game shows, and stupidly, it's got The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I don't know how that's a game show.
That's more like a reality show. Yeah, I don't know about
Exactly.
that. There
Exactly.
is
I don't
kind of
understand that.
blended. There's like a blending of the lines between reality and game
Yeah.
shows these days.
Yeah, I guess so.
That is a little strange.
Yeah, it is a little
Um,
weird.
what else
All
got a
right.
game show? Yeah, I don't know. There's
Um,
like a bunch of them.
yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, yeah, it even has one here that says Date My Mom, but that's an old MTV one
Date my
back in the early
mom.
2000s, and it's not really a game show. It's
Yeah,
like a dating thing. So it's kind of weird how they put that in there, but whatever. I
yeah.
mean,
As
they even
far
have
as
Fear Factor listed on here, so that is a game
that is a
show.
game show,
That
I'll
is a
give
game
that.
show. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll say
there
that.
was a
Yep.
there was a great kids game show based on Mad Libs. I don't know if you remember that one. That was on Disney
Yeah, yeah, I
Channel.
remember Mad Libs.
Yeah,
Yep, I
Mad
remember that
Libs,
one.
and yeah, they built out a Mad Lib and they make a game based on it. That was pretty good. I
Yeah.
like that. And then,
Or Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
oh yeah, with what's his name? Jeff
Is it Bill and
Foxworthy.
Jeff Foxworthy? Yep,
Jeff
yep,
Foxworthy.
Jeff Foxworthy. I was about to say Bill and
Yeah,
Vol, but we were close. I was close to that.
yeah.
In
Are
in
you
the same
smarter
style.
than a fifth grader?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So,
I don't
but
think
yeah, man.
I would not make it in that show. So yeah, straight up.
I would not make it either. I'd probably make it to the second round and then be done.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not smarter than a fifth grader. Sorry.
Yep. No.
I don't think I'm
Um.
smarter than the kindergartner, but hey, that's just me.
Yeah. I'll get that right away for that whatever question that is. But in any case, that's going to do it for our talk on game shows. There's a lot more to say, a lot more game shows, but
Right?
yeah, we just want to touch on it because who doesn't love game shows? They're
That's
fun.
right.
Anyway, that's going to do it for this topic, and when we come back, it will be the coffee table. Yes.
That's right.
Yep. We'll see y'all real soon. A coffee table book is designed primarily for display and casual perusal, rather than to be read from cover to cover. These books showcase topics that act as a conversation starter for guests. This is the Google AI overview for what is a coffee table book. Each week we read and discuss such books with or without the coffee. Pull out a chair and take a seat at the coffee table. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mitch. How you doing? You're on with Lumpia and Latkes here on WKXN. All
Well,
right,
gee, it's very nice to be here, sir. I'm so
that's
happy
right.
that I'm here right now. Can I give you a request?
Oh yeah, sure. We're taking requests all morning right here for you on WKXN, the station that loves you. All right, what's your request?
That's so great. Can you like spin on your head and then go ahead and put some whipped cream on it?
Uh, yeah, sure. We'll do whatever we got to do for the listeners. Yeah, why not? All right, let me just go ahead and get the. You said cream, whipped cream, the aerosol
That's
kind.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta sniff it when you're upside
All
down.
right, okay. Let me just spray this on my head here. All
That is
right.
so retarded.
I don't know
Oh
why
my
my
God.
radio person sounds like an old style radio person from like the 50s. I'm like, good morning, troops in America on the ship at sea. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know why that's a thing. But yeah, there we are.
Dude, you're honestly what you are. You're a baseball announcer from that
Oh yeah,
era.
yeah. Oh man.
Yep,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
telling you.
yeah.
Oh, good,
And
good,
the bases are
good.
loaded. And here's the
That,
pitch.
that's
Ah,
it.
it's a high right flyer, right to home plate. All right.
Mhm.
Ah, I don't know.
Yep, exactly. Oh
Yeah.
my, the mustard has come up the hot dog.
Oh my, and someone just got a brand new hot dog. Okay. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't even know anymore. What are we doing? I don't even know.
We're doing good morning, sir.
No,
You've
we sure
obviously
are.
had a
We're
good amount of caffeine. That's all I'm saying.
caffeine.
You got some
Yeah.
caffeine in you.
Speaking of caffeine, the thing I
Yes.
have for my drink, no coffee, but tried something new. I got the from Taco Bell, the Pepsi Dirty Soda. You seen
Dirty
this? You
soda.
seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have not. I've heard of it though.
You know of
I've
dirty
just heard
soda
of it.
though.
No, I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. Tell me what it is.
Dirty soda is a viral thing that's like was on TikTok and all the social medias where it's basically it's just a mixed drink, a fancy mixed drink for soda. It's like it's like what you almost like you would get like the same kind of ingredients in an alcoholic drink, but it's just for soda and for some
Okay,
reason it
so
really
it's just
caught
a
like
mixture of
wildfire.
different sodas put into one.
Well, it's like stuff you put in it. It's like in this case for Taco Bell they call it a dirty
Right.
soda, but
Right.
it's just like a vanilla cream inside the soda.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
It's
what?
fine.
Now that I think about it, I was at a restaurant yesterday and they did have a dirty soda and it was basically like vanilla cream or
That's right.
vanilla strawberry
Yeah.
or something like
They
that.
have all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Like they could, like I had
So,
one for it. It's like a
so different.
sunrise, which is like a Fanta with Sprite, and then some like grenadine and like some other stuff.
Okay.
They
And
can
so
they can
how
get
is
wild.
yours? How's your dirty soda then? How is
Dirty
it?
soda's fine. It just tastes like if you ever had a vanilla Coke, it's just a
It's
vanilla Pepsi. That's all it is. It's like, all right. I mean, it's not bad. It's just
sounds just like a wah wah moment to me.
it's the hype is because when you get the dirty soda, why
Yeah.
it's so appealing is because when they pour it in fresh, you're supposed to see
Right.
like the cream like going
Swirling
down like on
around.
the wall,
Yeah, yeah,
swirling.
yeah.
The one night that they gave me today, it just looked like it was already mixed. I'm like, this is not what I
Well,
expected.
how did you get it? How did you order it? Did you go through the drive-through? Did
Through
you walk
drive-thru.
up? Oh, I see. They
Maybe it was
probably
sitting there for a
pre-mixed it.
minute. Yeah,
Nah, I bet you they put it in, mixed it already anyways.
it
Just
could
to the
have.
hell with it. They
Yeah,
just swirled
I
it
mean it's
around.
fine. It is what
Or they
it
put the
is.
creamer in first and then the soda.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to put the soda in first and then the creamer. That's how we get that weird effect.
I understand.
yeah.
But you didn't get that weird effect,
No, I
which
sure
is why I
didn't.
was saying that they
Yeah,
probably put the creamer
they
in
fucked it up.
first.
They fucked it up. Yeah, I mean
Oh,
they are
yeah.
just getting minimum wage.
Are you did you send it back because it was
No.
fucked up?
Why would I
No.
send it back? I'm like, it's fast food. What do you?
Because it
if
wasn't
I-
what you expected, young
if
man.
you're expecting like avant-garde, like high class cuisine from a fucking Taco Bell, let me tell you, you're gonna be let down every fucking time. Okay, yeah, all the ships at sea. Let me tell you that Taco Bell
excuse
doesn't
me,
have the best
sir,
food.
but I do not believe that I have enough onions in my bean burrito.
Excuse me, do you have any Grey Poupon?
There
No,
you go.
only some Taco Bell sauce. I guess they'll have to do. Look, it's fine. It's fine. Should everybody try it? Maybe. I don't know. It's fine. You can
I'm
make
not
it at
big into
home.
vanilla.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Vanilla is like an acquired taste. Like well, I mean, not
Oh, I
acquired
like.
taste, but you
Don't
have
get me wrong, I
to.
like vanilla. I like vanilla. I mean, if there's
Vanilla
vanilla
in the
ice
right
cream,
places is good.
perfectly fine. I love.
can't have it in everything.
I love having French vanilla in my coffee. It's delicious.
Sure.
Which I'm having now this morning.
Okay, that's what you have.
That's it. Yes.
French vanilla and in
Just
your coffee.
basic French vanilla in my regular Maxwell House coffee, sir.
Okay. Hey,
Yep.
somebody actually had coffee for once on this. That's amazing.
That's right. That's
never really
right.
happens.
It's been a while. Nope, it doesn't. Yeah, because
No.
sometimes we're like licking a stamp or
Yeah,
grinding up the coffee and then
Yeah.
snorting it through our nose. I mean,
That's right. I
Are-
mean,
are you-
usually
are you
I'm
gonna-
doing the crazy thing, and you're just you're just kind of there. You're like, I
Yes. So what's the crazy one this time? Are we sucking it up anally with a straw?
No, 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 no. The crazy thing is that I went to a Taco Bell. That's the crazy thing.
Okay, gotcha. That's right. Oh,
No, Taco Bell's fine. It's just not my go-to for fast food.
No, I agree.
I mean, nothing against them, but if anybody calls it Mexican food, they're lying to themselves. Because
absolutely,
a taco bowl from Taco Bell is completely American. That is not a thing that exists in Mexico.
Yes, so is a Mexican pizza. I'm just saying.
Pizza, that's right. I mean, if you think that authentic Mexican food is at Taco Bell being made by these white people and black people, you're crazy. That's not how it works. Yep. It's fine, but that's not how it works.
Yeah, I knew a guy that used to be a district manager for Taco Bell. His name was Ron something or other. I can't think of his last name.
Ron Swanson.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Swanson. It was not Swanson, but it was Ron. I can't remember, and I'm not going to say Burgundy because that doesn't fit very
Burgundy. Well. I'm Ron Burgundy.
But no, his name was Ron. Yeah, I used to work with him back in the day, and nice guy, but kind of strange. Strange.
I mean, aren't we all a little strange? I don't think there is true. Yes, I don't think there is a true thing as normal. Yep. Everybody that says they're normal, no, relook at yourselves because there is you have some sort of weird quirk about you. I mean, that's the thing. Like when they have those things online, it's like I think somebody said, like if you look around and you don't see a weird one that's in your group, you're the weird one. Something
interesting.
Like something to that nature. Like if you look around, and you don't see anybody that's strange in your little inner circle or group, you're the weird one. Straight up.
Yeah, see, I look at most of the people from my previous inner circles and whatnot, and I'm just like, we were all fucking strange.
Yeah. I mean, I was definitely strange because, like, I was in all those, I was in the, the weird groups, right? I was in, theater in the International Thespian Society.
Sure.
I was in video game club for a little bit.
Okay.
Anime club for a little bit.
What was that? What club? What was the club?
Anime
club. There's nothing wrong with anime club. That's not weird.
There are weirdos in anime, just straight up.
I mean, there are weirdos in anime clubs, sure, but there's nothing wrong with being in it.
I was in choir, which had some weirdos. There's weirdos in a bunch of these weird places.
Okay,
but I like these weirdos. I think I can connect with them. That's
right. That's right. You're a weirdo connector.
That's right. I connect the weirdos. Like connecting the dots, I connect the weirdos.
Connect the weirdos. La 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 la. Yeah. Connect the weirdos.
Yeah.
You don't remember that? No, you don't remember that.
No.
It's Connect the Dots, Pee-wee's Playhouse. Connect
the dots. Wow.
La 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 la.
Yeah, throwback. All right.
Wow.
Hey, see that stuff about Chuck Norris? That fucking sucks.
Rest in peace, Chuck.
Rest in peace. Let's take a moment of silence. Like honestly, a moment of silence for him because he was a good guy. All right. Hey, you know what? We took a little moment. That's fine.
That's perfectly fine.
He's a good guy, and then
he'll be missed.
Yeah, and then also that guy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer who played Xander.
Yeah,
he passed away too. Mm-hmm. I think it was like a day or 2 days after or something like that. That's craziness.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not quite sure though, but it was crazy.
2026, and sucks.
Starting off rough, man.
Getting bad. And it's only gonna get worse because all these celebrities that we know, like the ones that have made a bunch of the stuff that we've watched, they're all getting older. It is what it is.
It's the one thing we can't beat. Time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless time travel exists. But anyway.
So speaking of time travel, sir, we have our new next episode of Unsolved Conspiracies with the Coffee Table.
And you can help solve the mystery.
That's right. Thank you, Robert Ludlum or something.
Robert Stack.
Yes. Robert Stack. Plots and deceptions that have puzzled the greatest minds by Mr. Bill Price.
Bill Cosby.
This one, no. This one is conspiracy number 19. Was the Philadelphia experiment real? The date on this was October of 1943, and the location was Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the good old U.S. of A. In the 1950s, perplexing rumors surfaced that in 1943, the U.S. Navy had conducted a secret experiment in which one of its destroyers was turned invisible. Numerous different stories about what happened in the Philadelphia Navy Yard Some more credible than others have circulated over the years. As far as it is possible to tell, the origin of the rumors can be traced back to letters written in 1955 by Carl M. Allen under the name Carlos Miguel Allende to Morris K. Jessup, who had recently published a book entitled The Case for the UFO. The letters are rambling and somewhat incoherent in nature, but in a nutshell, Allen tells of how in October 1943 he witnessed the disappearance of the naval destroyer USS Eldridge from the dock where it was berthed in Philadelphia. He says he watched the event from the SS Andrew Furuseth, the merchant ship he claims to have been serving on at that time. A hole in space-time. As if a destroyer disappearing into thin air was not bizarre enough, Allen went on to claim that after the Eldridge had vanished from Philadelphia, it appeared for a few seconds at the naval base in Norfolk, Virginia, before reappearing in Philadelphia. Many members of the ship's crew were either killed or did not return when it materialized, and those that did return suffered from a variety of mental disturbances. Because of the terrible cost to the crew, the experiment was never repeated, and the U.S. Navy and government covered up what had occurred. According to the letters, Allen not only witnessed what had happened, but could also provide an explanation. The experiment had been based on research carried out in the early 1930s by, among others, Albert Einstein and Nikola Tesla on unified field theory, a branch of theoretical physics which attempts to reconcile Einstein's theory of general relativity with electromagnetism. Relativity describes a gravitational force which acts on the 3 dimensions of space and the 4th dimension of time. Einstein's great insight was that space and time are not separate, but form a continuum he called space-time. This can be bent by larger gravitational fields, such as those formed by stars and planets, implying that time can vary. Electromagnetism, on the other hand, is concerned with the forces between particles inside the atom that give rise to the phenomena of electricity and magnetism. What Allen appears to have been suggesting is that the experiment involving the Eldridge had, perhaps inadvertently, found a way of unifying the fields of relativity and electromagnetism at the scale of a destroyer so that the application of an electric charge bent space-time sufficiently for the ship to disappear. According to Allen, this opened up a hole in space-time which the ship fell through, causing its brief reappearance at the naval base in Norfolk. If Allen's claims are taken seriously, then 1 or 2 problems become apparent. Principal among these is the fact that unified field theory continues to elude physicists to this day. If Navy scientists had come up with a solution in 1943, it would have represented one of the greatest advances in the whole of science, and if it had been achieved in the way described by Allen, would have provided proof that teleportation and time travel, those 2 staple ingredients of science fiction, were not only possible but had been demonstrated. It appears unlikely that scientists involved in such earth-shattering research would then shelve it and never revisit it, when public knowledge of the magnitude of their achievement would make them more famous than Einstein. A stealth destroyer. A rather more straightforward explanation of what, if anything, happened in Philadelphia Navy Yard was that the U.S. Navy was investigating ways of using electromagnetic fields to protect ships from the sort of magnetic mines being used by Germany during the Second World War. By 1943, considerable success had been made in reducing the vulnerability of ships to such mines in a process known as degaussing, which involved using electric charges to reduce the disturbance to the Earth's magnetic field caused by a ship so that it would not set off a mine. Another possibility is that the Navy was conducting experiments into cloaking, in which scientists were attempting to use an electromagnetic field to make ships invisible to enemy radar in a similar way to how stealth technology is used today. Such research would obviously be top secret, but it is not difficult to imagine rumors of attempts to make ships invisible to radar spreading and being adapted in the retelling to suggest the purpose was to make the ships invisible to the eye. The Navy has always denied that any such research took place in Philadelphia. But then again, they would say that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would. I mean, it's hard to put all your trust in government because, they do a lot of shady shit. But this is different from what I heard about the Philadelphia experiment. See, what I heard about that, in West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playgrounds where I spent most of my days, showing out Max and relaxing all cool and all shooting some b-ball outside of the school when a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got one little fight and my mom got scared. She said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." Yeah.
Yeah.
I whistled for a cab, and when it came near, the license plate said fresh and it had dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say that this cab was rare, but I thought, nah, forget it. Yo, home's to Bel Air. I pulled up to a house about 7 or 8, and he held to the cabbie. Yo, home, smell you later. I looked at my kingdom. I was finally there to sit on my throne at the Prince of Bel Air.
Yep. Sure.
Isn't that amazing?
No, that's not.
That's not a Philadelphia experiment. Okay, well.
No, that wasn't the Philadelphia experiment.
All right. Well,
okay.
I mean, I never heard this.
And Will
version.
Smith certainly wasn't involved with the Philadelphia
How
experiment.
do we know? How do we know? At some point before he did the slap, he had one of the biggest respect and admiration in the business because Will Smith he bought himself up by his bootstraps and everybody loved him. Men in Black. This has nothing to do with the Philadelphia experiment.
No, you're so segueing off on the wrong foot here, but that's fine.
Yeah,
you're way off base. It's all
the
good.
only thing I can say about the actual Philadelphia experiment is that another alternate theory to what happened is that it never happened because, there's no proof. There's no actual evidence that Allen there's nothing that actually showed that he was a U.S. merchant marine. Or even that the SS Andrew Peruseth was anywhere near Philadelphia at the time. And then also, apparently, there's a movie called The Philadelphia Experiment
that's right.
Is based off of a science novel that's based on that story of the Eldridge. But obviously, it takes liberties because it's a movie.
It does.
But I didn't know there was a movie about it. I had no idea.
There's a movie called The Philadelphia Experiment. Yeah, I've never seen it either.
Okay.
No, I've never seen it.
Maybe we should watch that.
Maybe so.
Maybe
Would be a bad idea.
Out. I don't know.
Yeah, might
some we both haven't seen. That could be for the next.
There you go.
If we can find it. Well, the thing is, you have to be able to find it.
I'm sure we'll be able to find it somewhere.
In one of the streaming services, maybe.
Yeah, maybe so.
Somebody might have it.
We'll see how it goes.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, look. I remember watching old World War II stuff, and I remember watching some conspiracy stuff as well. I kind of loosely remember a little bit, like my stepdaddy was big into World War II and things like that. So I remember having a conversation about him with him about this a little bit, and especially when he talked about it showing up in Norfolk or whatever. But it's all hokum. It's all pure hokum. It is. It's all made up. Now, the Philadelphia experiment, I do believe, or it sounds even more plausible in regards to the ships, because I do remember watching documentaries about the magnetic mines that Germany was putting out in the sea or whatever, and the ships were getting hit by them, and they started using the degaussing effect to be able to have that, to be able to repel the mines, if you will, or try to sweep them away. And it was pretty effective. It was a pretty effective method. So that was totally true.
Yeah, that, and then also like the stealth bombers, like that came much later. I mean, people didn't really know that was a thing until pretty much the military had to admit to it because they're so fast and they're like so incredibly streamlined and skinny that it's just hard to spot on like any normal stuff that's available to like the to normal civilians. So that certainly is true. But now we're talking about 1943, and that's the thing. It's like 1943, yes, you had Einstein and Nikola Tesla, allegedly, but, I mean, I don't know. I mean, to make a whole ship disappear and appear in Norfolk for like a few seconds and then back in Philadelphia, it's like...
pure hokum.
Yeah, that's a big jump. That's a big, jump the shark kind of moment for any kind of like trying to understand. It's like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe in the far off future that kind of stuff exists. 1943, right. I don't know, unless again, time travel. I don't know, but it's I have a lot of difficulty believing this.
I do too.
Yeah.
That's why I call it pure hokum.
Yeah. Hokum. Hokum.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a city in Jersey called Hoboken.
Ha!
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. This one's interesting. I don't know.
It's
I never heard of
It's
it.
pure hokum.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I never knew. I never knew that I was involved with Norfolk. It makes sense because Norfolk is giant. Was it? Isn't that the largest area for like military?
I don't know if it's the largest area for military.
I mean, largest military base or something like that. At least on the East Coast.
It's the largest naval base on the East Coast.
Yeah, that much.
Yep.
I mean, again, it's a fascination of like what if, because you got the government, you got the military, and everybody likes to think the military is so secretive, which it can be, definitely can be. I mean, it's the same reason why people love to talk about Area 51. Like there's a whole bunch of different things that people are,
Area 51 exists, man. It exists.
I mean, it definitely exists. It's out there, but like what is on there, who knows? It's a bunch of weather balloons.
That's where they started the drone project.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
That's where that's where they did the reboot of Barney. That's where Barney came from. You play Barney. That new Barney. He was developed by those guys over there at Area 51, and every time you play it, there's a background, subliminal messaging to make sure that your kids enlist in the Navy when they're old enough.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. No,
that's right.
No, sorry,
they make them sleeper agents. Sleeper agents. Every time you get, whenever the actual version of "I Love You, You Love Me" plays out, it activates the children, so that way they can go ahead and take out Al Qaeda. I don't know.
I'm starting to believe that a little more and more. I'm just saying, man, because that's pretty damn impressive to think of it in that kind of way.
Is
oh
it
yeah, because I always said Barney was the devil. I said Barney was. I used to say Barney was Satan, and that he taught kids how to worship Satan.
Okay.
I did.
I mean, Barney is. I don't know. Were you a kid that watched Barney? I think I was.
Hell no, I was not a kid that watched Barney. No. I'm a lot older than that, buddy.
Yeah.
But I do remember when Barney was out there. Barney was kind of in its lull whenever my son was a kid, was younger. It was kind of a lull, but my his grandma still had Barney tapes. Oh. And every time he went over to her house, she would play Barney for him because it was just all good and wholesome. And I'm like, you're talking about a purple dinosaur, and this is good and wholesome, talking to a purple dinosaur? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's no safer than, say, talking to a big yellow bird, but, at least that big yellow bird wasn't just like that far out there. They actually had other creatures and could talk other ways and actually taught some good, wholesome values, in my opinion, whereas the Barney thing was just... I don't know. It might be good and wholesome. I don't know. I'm just glad he got over that phase and went into. I can't remember what they were, but they were vegetables. They were like
VeggieTales.
Yeah, VeggieTales.
VeggieTales. I love VeggieTales. Yep. Anyway, all right. Let's move on from that.
Yes, let's move on from weirdness and move on to seriousness, sir.
Seriousness. This ain't serious. Yes. I mean, if you want to take it serious, sure. Phantom Phenomena tells of the world's most terrifying and supernatural events from a publishing house called Castle. And as always, the story you're about to hear has not been proven due to the number of submissions that have been collected anonymously. Names and attributions have been removed unless otherwise noted. Keep in mind, these stories are not told through my perspective, but through the perspective of those who experienced them or what they've heard from others. Warnings about mentions of possible suicide, violence against animals, and other adult themes. Listener discretion advised. And this one is called Late Night Visit. When you're watching late night TV and then you have to visit. No.
No.
Yeah, Late Night Visit. We've all stayed up past our bedtime listening for our parents to avoid their wrath. But when the footsteps approach and the doorknob rattles, how can we be so sure it's them on the other side? And setting the scene with field notes. Location, family home, Chicago, USA. Oh, guns. All right. Date time. Date time. Visiting for Thanksgiving. Atmosphere. Waiting in anxious horror for something that might never appear. All right.
Well, that's a very
it's
detailed appearance, or if you will, or scene.
Atmosphere. It's like okay, let's see where we go. I was born and raised in Chicago, in the actual city and not some suburb close by. It was there in the crowded city that I learned ghost stories don't only occur in abandoned mansions and rickety shacks. I live with my parents. They own a multi-family home, and we live on the top floor. My dad bought the house in the early 90s, and it's been in the family ever since. We've never lived anywhere else, and we certainly never plan on leaving. It's a great house in a pleasant neighborhood. I love this house, and besides minor details about showing its age, I wouldn't change much. That being said, the house has always had a somewhat unsettling vibe. The vibe's not always there, but at certain times of the year, you can feel it more than others, especially at night. Growing up, I remember experiencing creepy things in the house, like seeing shadow figures make their way across the hall when I was playing, hearing footsteps walk from the kitchen to the dining room, or hearing the shuffling of things being moved around. My parents were skeptical if I ever brought it up. Even when things like this happened to them, they brushed it off with a shrug and said something along the lines of, "It's an old house, it creaks." I never truly believed that. I always had a rule for myself, never stay in the living room past 1 a.m., and if I ever did because of homework, all the lights had to be on. Despite this rule, whenever I was by myself in the living room, I felt uneasy. The presence in the room was almost tangible, and it gave me shivers down my spine. The best thing I could do was play my music and ignore it. I was always practically running to my room once I was done. Some people might think it was all in my head, that I was just afraid of the dark or something, but it wasn't. When I left for college, that feeling of something watching me was never there in my dorm room or in my apartment when I eventually began to rent. It was only ever there when I was in my parents' house. It wasn't until what happened when I came from college for Thanksgiving that my mom finally believed something was off in the house. Everything was fine until the third night of my stay. I had the habit of staying up late at night watching Netflix, and that night was no different. Normally, I never closed my door. I kept it slightly open to let the room breathe. On this night, though, I closed the door and locked it. My parents had done the same. They always did. It was sometime around 2 or 3 in the morning that I heard my parents' doorknob jiggle. My parents still had one of the old doors that came with the house, and the doorknob was made of heavy glass. Because it was an old door with a heavy knob, it would creak loudly when opened and closed. It was practically impossible to make the door quieter. As soon as I heard the all-too-familiar sound of the glass knob turning, my heart sank. I instantly knew that I was about to face some serious trouble. Crap, I thought. My mom was probably coming here to yell at me to go to bed. It wouldn't be the first time she'd done it, so, being my sneaky self, I quickly powered off the TV, hid the remote underneath my pillow, wrapped a blanket around myself, and pretended to be asleep. I remained silent, hearing the footsteps get closer, until stopping right outside my door. The doorknob turned slowly. The door jerked, but it was locked, so it didn't budge. I expected my mom to use her fingernail to turn the lock. It wasn't hard to do, but it never happened. It felt like forever as I waited, and the room had become dead silent. Suddenly, I got a weird feeling in the pit of my stomach. I slowly looked at the door, focusing my hearing on any noise outside, listening for the footsteps that my mom should have made. Nothing happened. I couldn't hear anything. I became aware of how on edge my nerves had become, and there was no way in hell that I would check it out. So I forced myself to sleep and wrapped the blanket tighter. The following morning, I woke up and heard shuffling in the kitchen. I knew it was my mom, so I quickly jumped out of bed and made my way over to where she was. Before I could even get a word out, she said, "What did you want last night?" I looked at her, confused. "What?" "You came to my door last night trying to open it. I kept calling out your name, asking you what you wanted, but you never responded." "Were you sick or something?" she competently replied. No, you came to my door last night. I didn't go to yours," I countered, letting a nervous laugh slip through a weak smile. "Sam, stop messing with me." "Mom, I'm not. I thought you were coming to yell at me to go to sleep for being up so late. You turned the knob, but the door was knocked, so you couldn't get in." "I did no such thing," my mom said. "And neither did I. We just stood there, looking at one another, as if trying to see who would confess, but neither of us cracked. I obviously knew I didn't get up to go to their room, and I believed that my mom didn't leave her room." "So, you're not lying to me? Because you like to scare me sometimes." My mom was looking a little more anxious. "No, Mom, I'm not. If I ever scare you, it's certainly not at 2 in the morning." "Okay, then," she said sheepishly. I could tell my mom was now confused and slightly concerned. Whatever came to visit last night failed. Thank God, she added softly. I don't know what tried opening both our doors that night, but I was thankful it wasn't able to. So I don't know what I would have done if that door had opened. All I know is that something had been in the house for a long time, tried to do something more than just walk around, but it didn't succeed, and I prefer it that way. That's the end.
That's good.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That was good. Yeah,
it reminds me of the monkey's paw story. You ever heard that one?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have.
Monkey's paw is like it's an old one where it's like in a weird way it reminds me of it. But you have the monkey's paw and you make these wishes, right? And they wish for all this stuff, and it ends up spoilers for anybody who hasn't heard the story, but ends up being the death of like the son of the family. It's a mom and dad and son, right?
That's weird.
So there's like one more wish, and the mom. Well, there's two more wishes. The mom wishes for the son to be back, and they hear like the door trying to open and all that kind of crap, and like a lot of noise on the other side. And then the father realizes, oh, he's dead. So he's come back as a zombie or something of that nature. Oh, wow. So he takes the monkey paw and said, I wish my son was dead back in the grave, and all of this was over. And then, sure enough, the sound stops. He opens up the door. There's nobody there.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. And then in the story of the monkey paw, you pass it on, and someone else gets new wishes.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah,
pretty good.
That's what that's about. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a little more sense now.
Yeah. But this one, it's like, all right, so I'm trying to open the door. It's like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's not cool.
Yeah, no, it's kind of creepy, I get, but at the same time, the kid was smart to just kind of roll over and pretend to go to sleep, and then at that point, force himself to go to sleep because I would just add, throw yourself under the covers because nothing bad happens to you when you're under the covers.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
That's it.
I don't know. I mean, it's yeah, the bad part is probably didn't have anything in his room to like defend himself with. Maybe
yeah, but
as soon as something
touches as soon as something touches the covers, you just come on swinging, bro. Okay, it's all fight or flight.
Yeah, it's fight or flight. At that point, it's you versus it. It's like you better just fight for your life.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's gonna get you. Yeah. Yeah. In this case, I guess I would do the same thing. It's like if I didn't know who it was. I mean, I guess he certainly thought it was his mom. But then the funny thing is like. It tried to get in the parents' room too. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. What if it was just a burglar and then they couldn't get in? Maybe it was just a perfectly normal thing. Maybe it straight up was a burglar and like, I can't get in this room. I'm leaving.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe he had a certain target. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know.
You never know. Weird stuff. Maybe it wasn't paranormal at all. Maybe it was perfectly physical, natural. It's like
and you can't open up the door. Even all you got to do is stick your thumb in there and turn the day on thing. And if you're a burglar, you're probably gonna have burglar tools. Probably. So come on. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but I'm just saying.
Mean, if anything has been proven by like the old show, It Takes a Thief on Discovery Channel, which is a great show. Usually crimes that are done, especially for like theft and that kind of stuff, it's all about crimes of opportunity and looking to see when people have like weaknesses as far as like what goes on. So if someone even finds like the slightest inconvenience as a criminal, they're not going to go for you because it's too hard of a target.
Interesting.
So they pass you over and go to somebody else and easier target. Because they don't want to deal with all that crap. They don't want to have to like everybody else, they want instant gratification. They don't want to have to.
It's all about opportunity.
Yeah, it's all about opportunity. It's all about doing it in the moment.
Right.
Which is an interesting thing. If anybody can ever find that old show, It Takes a Thief from Discovery Channel, very good show. Okay. You ever seen that show?
No, I haven't. I'm going to have to watch it now. Thanks a lot, Jay. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's very good. It's these guys. It's like they're like one was like a professional criminal, and like back in the day before he turned to police work, and the other one is also a policeman who used to be a college professor. And one of them, they walk around and case houses straight up. They case the houses, and then they go up to the people in the house. They're like, "Look, we noticed some things. We'd like you to be on this show so we can show you what happens because you don't have enough protection here." Like,
gotcha.
Oh, okay. So then they set up a whole fake burglary, and they have the guy used to be a criminal breaks in the house. After doing the casing of the houses, he breaks in while the family's watching on like surveillance camera, like system is up, and then the guy's explaining, like the other guy, he's explaining to like, see, this is where the problem is, here, and this guy's just going through just trashing the house, like turning over stuff, getting like the passports and all this stuff. It's like, God. And then after that, then they clean up, and then they show them, okay, here's what we're going to do, and they give them a whole makeover as far as like giving them new security stuff. So they
sure.
One of the biggest things they would do, which I think people still know today, is you take longer screws, take very long screws, put them in your deadbolt on your door, because that will stop the attackers from being able to get through. Because you got to check your strike plates on your doors for your main entryways. Okay. Because usually the contractors will use short screws, and that's what allows people to break in and kick the door down. You have a longer screw that goes into the wood.
Into the wood. Yeah.
It won't happen.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's a very cool thing. It's a good show.
Okay. Yeah.
It has nothing to do with what the story is, but yeah. There is one other thing on here, but I mean, let's see here. Yeah. I don't know. There's talking about like some sort of a 3,500-year-old Babylonian clay tablet shows a bearded spirit being guided to the afterlife by a companion. Okay. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I guess just to have something to do with ghosts. Anyway. But that's going to do it for this coffee table. We're out of coffee, or you're out of coffee. I'm out of my.
Yeah, I'm all out, man.
I'm out of my dirty Pepsi. And,
all right.
When we come back, because the planes won't stop. When we come back, it'll be time for this you call news. That's right. That's the thing.
All right. That's it.
All right.
You got the thing.
Boy. And now it's time for This You Call News.
And now, with our article for our This You Call News with the wonderful Lumpia and Latkes, we have Mr. Latke himself. No, Mr. Lumpia himself.
About to say, did I change religions?
No, I don't think you did.
Hey, wake up. Hey.
Hey, take my bacon, please.
Hey. I don't know. I don't know why all of a sudden, I don't know. I apologize for the stereotype. But anyway.
Jay, tell us the damn article.
Okay. All right. Well, the article
I fucked it up.
From it's fine. The article's from Newsweek, And it's interesting because this is a woman from Coldplay kiss cam scandal. Gives
Oh,
unexpected update.
no.
We're back with Coldplay and a kiss
Oh,
cam.
no.
Everybody remembers this couple
Yep.
who weren't supposed to be a couple.
Yep.
Updated March 17, 2026. Here we go. The woman who was caught on the kiss cam with her boss at a Coldplay concert last summer has revealed she no longer has a relationship with him. In a new sit-down interview with Oprah Winfrey, Kristen Cabot said her now former boss, Andy Byron, had lied to her. Imagine that. He wasn't the person he represented himself to be to me, and lying is a non-negotiable for me, she told Winfrey, explaining she had cut off contact with Astronomer CEO Byron in the fall. Cabot, who was Astronomer's HR chief, said she thought Byron had ended his relationship with his wife and that the infamous moment at the concert was the first time they had any intimate contact. Byron has not spoken publicly about the incident. What was the viral Coldplay kiss cam scandal? The original video posted on TikTok by Grace Springer showed the Cabot and Byron embracing on the Jumbotron at a Coldplay concert in Foxborough, Massachusetts. When they noticed they were on camera, the pair moved out of view, a moment that went viral and prompted commentary from Coldplay frontman Chris Martin. Cabot, who previously said the incident upended her life, told Winfrey that it would not be fair for her to say outright that she felt Byron had lied to her, given what it was like to have her private life in the spotlight. I want to be really careful because the world spoke for me and on my behalf, and I don't want to do that to somebody else and their family, she told Winfrey. Byron was seen in the weeks after the viral moment with his wife, both wearing wedding bands. Okay. I was left holding the bag, and I don't, being the one that was attacked for this, and Byron's remained silent to me. That's not a quality that I would look for in a friend or partner or boss, she said. So we have no relationship now. When did Kristen Cabot and her husband get divorced? In 2025, September 2025, Andrew Cabot, CEO of Privateer Rum, said his separation from Kristen Cabot was private and amicable, and that it had begun several weeks before the viral Coldplay kiss cam moment. Kristen told the New York Times at the time that the moment cost her career and subjected her to relentless online abuse. She said she initially withdrew to protect her 2 teenage children and addressed the consequences with her employer and her estranged husband. The scrutiny escalated into doxing, daily harassment, and death threats, she told the Times, adding, "I got 50 or 60 threats, far more than publicly reported." Cabot said she spoke to speak out so her children would understand that mistakes should not carry long-time punishment. When did Andy Byron resign? Byron resigned from his position at Astronomer shortly after the viral moment. Following the incident, Byron's wife, Megan Kerrigan Byron, purportedly changed her Facebook profile name before deactivating the account, which had been inundated by comments regarding the viral footage. Cabot joined Astronomer in November 2024, and Byron had previously commended her for exceptional leadership and deep expertise in the company's official announcements. Speaking to Winfrey, Cabot said she felt the public reaction to the kiss cam moment had been disproportionate and unfair, with Byron receiving less scrutiny than she had. I own the poor decision that I made in that moment, and I paid an unimaginable price for that, she said. Man, I had trouble reading this one. But anyway.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I had trouble announcing this one, so
yeah,
we're even, right?
They were even, yeah. So, okay, so they no longer are together. That's sad.
They're no longer together. She's been harassed. It sucks.
I mean, that is what happens. Because, she is an adulterer. So, I mean, what was she expecting? I mean,
Yeah, but if she didn't know about it, then, how's that her fault in some ways? Or
how is it her fault? She's the one who was sleeping around on her husband.
According to Mr. Cabot, they were already separated before that happened. Yeah. So
estranged, but they aren't divorced. Just estranged.
Yep. So I get it. she's gonna, she's gonna, unfortunately, getting put on the internet and getting spread badly on the internet can destroy anybody, even us, Jay.
True.
We could get destroyed, and it could be done. For
oh
us
yeah, for sure.
Over something simple like this.
We risk ourselves every time we put an episode out.
That's right. 100%.
The internet is if anything, it's very cruel.
It's a cruel.
It is very cruel.
Mm-hmm. It's a very cruel area.
Yeah.
Once you get lit up, you're done.
Yeah.
I mean,
you get canceled real quick.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's very difficult, but at the same time, 50, 60 threats, that could be serious stuff, man. I mean, you could
That's true.
And it could really mess up you or your kids' lives, I
mean, it's really crazy that they gave all those, that she had as many threats as she did, because is it really anybody's business? I mean, yeah, it's on the TikTok, but you're going to threaten someone with death threats and whatever because what?
Very unfortunate this very unfortunate that the situation happened. Clearly, two people decided to do something and got caught, if you will, doing something that I guess they weren't supposed to be doing. Happens all the time, man. It happened back in the day whenever, you had your paparazzi going around, they catch people doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. It happens, when even back in the day, whenever, people were listening to the police, they had police scanners and they were listening to that kind of stuff so they could catch some other people in the act doing some crazy things. And, nowadays anybody can be a reporter. All you need is your phone. You know what I mean? And you can post 100%. Live. So, next thing you know, you're a hit because you caught something.
Yeah. And that's the thing, that's the bigger conversation that we had to have about this stuff in general, because that's one of the conversations that we need to have in this podcast, because I think I have it in there. It's like we're so connected these days.
Yes.
It's to a detriment to a certain point because of this kind of stuff. Moments that would otherwise be, private are blown up, and yes, she was doing some crazy stuff, but then now because of all that, she got 50 or 60 threats. I'm like, it's like it's not really anybody else's business. So this is, this really is an issue, and I don't know. I guess Coldplay. I don't know. It wasn't really their fault. They were just at a concert.
All I'm saying is that if no one had a smartphone, and this concert took place, and no one had a smartphone there whatsoever, no one would ever know about it.
True. Unless there's otherwise someone in their company who was watching and saw it.
Or at the concert.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. At the concert, they had to be in the moment.
Yep. And then it would start internally within the office and all that kind of stuff, to the point where one person would probably leave or something to that effect, if that's the worst case scenario, if you will. But it would
we're not supporting what happened with as far as them being together.
No, but
at the same time, it's just a issue of privacy. That's where
we're right. Yeah. I think it's overdone. Yeah. And I'm amazed that Oprah, of all people, would want to interview her. I found it interesting. And that's fine. That's fine.
That's who Oprah is. She lives for controversy. That's who she is.
She does. She does live for controversy.
So she's gonna talk about all this kind of crap because I think Oprah, while she is an impressive person for being the wealthiest woman,
she's a pioneer.
Whatever, she's great. She's she's great for African American progress and all that kind of stuff. Great, but at the same time, it's I don't know. She is a journalist.
Well, let me just then add to my Oprah seriously comment. I didn't realize that she was still doing interviews. I thought she was done and just fully retired.
Oh yeah, no. She still got her own magazine.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then she has her own channel on the TV. What is it?
The Oprah. I haven't been on a cable box in probably 10 years.
Yeah. It's been a while for me too, but I didn't know that she still has that stuff. And, of course, her Harpo and all that stuff. Yeah. She's done a lot of stuff, which is great. It wasn't too long ago that she was talking to Meghan Markle also. So, she still does things. Yeah.
Yeah, Didn't even remember that. I
Yeah.
thought it was like an exclusive thing, kind of like kind of like I don't know, kind of like a Barbara Walters thing that it
Oh
just happens
yeah.
every now and again type stuff. When
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not like it's not like an exclusive type
Yeah.
thing.
The only people I know
All the
that for
time.
sure that are done with like all that stuff as far as like interviews is good old Charlie Gibson and Diane Sawyer
Ah,
from
gotcha.
Good Morning America.
Yeah,
I used to watch them all the time in the morning.
yeah,
I
man,
really did.
yeah, man.
They
Uh-huh.
were amazing. They were cool
Yes,
people.
they were. They
I
were. They
mean,
were
Diane Sawyer
iconic.
also had her problems because
Sure.
yeah, she would attack people for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, all that being said, this whole story with, I mean, people just need to let it die. You know,
Yes.
it had its moment in the sun. It gave us a lot of very funny content. All the memes. I
Sure.
mean, you've seen them all. It's like
Sure.
you know, people started doing it for like hockey games and stuff. Like you know, the Coldplay
Yep.
Kiss cam, even though Coldplay wasn't actually
Yep.
there, and people were
Yep.
just you know doing the same exact things, like you know, holding each other, and all of a sudden, oh, and
That's
even
right.
mascots and stuff. It's very
That's
funny.
right. Yeah, it
And
is.
then
It's very
AI
funny.
photos, but it's just like
Yep.
just let it die. You know, these
Yeah,
people,
absolutely.
these are still people. You know, maybe not the greatest people, but they deserve their privacy.
It's
And
done and over
don't
with.
threaten.
They had their 15 minutes
Yeah,
of fame,
and don't
if
threaten
you
these
will,
people either.
or shame, if you will, whichever
Yeah,
way you want to put it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, just let it go.
Yep.
You know, I only read it here because you know I found it interesting, but maybe
It was
we're
funny.
not letting it go.
We're not letting it go.
No, we're
It's
not.
still kind of funny,
It's
but at the
still
same
kind of
time,
funny. It's just
I think
interesting.
I think it's done. I think it's
Yeah.
done at
I
this
think it's
point.
had its moment in the sun, like you
Yep.
said. I think we should
Yep.
just everybody just let it go. We're the
Yep.
last ones who are going to report on it ever. You heard it here first. No
No,
one else is
no.
going to do it.
It's going to be a 5-year update somewhere. We're going to do a
Yeah,
5-year update,
yeah.
man. All
One of
right.
the Coldplay
What
Kiss Cam
happened?
has baby. Is it the other guys? Who knows?
That's
No,
right. Who
not me.
knows? Yeah. They're
We're not
like,
trying
we've
to
been
slander these
separated for
people.
years.
Not trying to slander these people, but we do. You know, straight up, it's like just yeah, just let it go. Just let
Yep.
it go.
Amen.
Anyway, so let's move on for the story that we're letting go. That'll be online forever.
Yep. That's it. We'll never let
We'll
go.
never let go. Let's move on to yours with Mitch. You have another article for us, sir. What do you got?
Thank you, Jay. I've got this from CBS News Los Angeles. North Carolina woman sues Dodgers after getting hit in the shoulder by buzzball at game. North Carolina woman has sued the Los Angeles Dodgers for negligence after she suffered an injury when she was hit in the shoulder by a buzzball alcoholic drink container during a game in August 2025. The woman, who is representing herself in the lawsuit, says that the drink, which is sold at the stadium and served in a circular shaped container, quote, was thrown, dropped, or otherwise propelled from an elevated seating or standing area above, end quote, where she was sitting. She says that it, quote, struck her directly in the shoulder with significant force, end quote. She claims that the impact caused immediate pain, bruising, and swelling, as well as the loss of normal use of her arm, the Los Angeles Superior Court filing says. As a direct lawsuit of the incident, plaintiffs' planned 4-day family vacation to Los Angeles and Disneyland was substantially disrupted and deprived of its intended enjoyment, the lawsuit said. Additionally, she claims that her 2 young children were also at the game, experienced fear, shock, and emotional distress from seeing her injured. Along with negligence, the lawsuit also states that the woman is suing the Dodgers for premises liability because they should have known that serving alcoholic beverages in containers capable of being thrown or falling from elevated areas what created a foreseeable risk of harm to spectators. It also alleges that they failed to take reasonable steps to remedy or warn of the dangerous condition. The lawsuit was filed on Tuesday and says that she has suffered and continues to suffer physical pain, emotional distress, and loss of enjoyment on top of past and future medical expenses. As such, she is seeking unspecified damages and demands a trial by jury on all issues so triable.
Huh.
Now, I
Yeah.
have a buzzball, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, have you seen the buzzball?
Yeah, I've seen it. They sell it at Walmart. They sell it at Kroger. It's just a
Uh-huh.
little circular spear. It has a little top
Yep.
and
Well,
alcohol.
so it's a little bit more than that, Jay. I mean, just
Mm,
take a look here. They got a Buzzball Biggies that I'm looking at right now,
okay.
which is, part of the whole thing here, right there is another big buzzball biggie, and it's got LA on the back of it. So, I mean, it's a good sized ball there. There was
Okay.
another one here that I see one as well. Somebody has, taken a picture of it with their hand, and it's a good size in your hand, buddy. It is. It's a good size at the same time. Are you kidding me?
So she's suing the stadium and
That's right,
okay,
because she can't sue the person that did it.
yeah, because
Because
she
she
doesn't
has
know
no
who
clue
did
who
it.
did it.
Right.
But it's in the stadium and it's got LA written on it. So guess
Yeah.
what? I'm gonna sue the person that made this and
Uh,
distributed it, which is
yeah.
all LA. Are you
This
serious?
is ridiculous.
You know what, lady? Best of luck to you. Honest
Yeah.
to goodness, best of luck.
Yeah.
Because if that's what you want to do, go ahead and just sue
Now
for something like that.
this
Look, look,
could
I totally understand she was
yeah
hurt. She was injured. She needs medical attention.
yeah
And I could honestly see and wouldn't be surprised if LA Dodgers, the organization from that whole thing, would say, "Oh, geez, you know what? We'll pay for the medical expenses for you, man. No problem. In fact, here's a couple of tickets. Have a nice, come on back another time. We're so sorry that that happened to you," type thing.
yeah
But to have her turn around and sue them,
yeah.
I,
It's like
how's she gonna sue?
I
How's
just
she
want to
gonna sue them?
know. I
How's she
just
gonna
want to
sue
know
them?
what exactly, to the extent, like she said, immediate pain, fine, bruising, sure, swelling, but then loss of normal use of her arm. It's like how I want to know how badly she got injured, because I mean maybe this is a case
Right?
of like people are going to run with this kind of like we are, and we're going to be like, oh, frivolous lawsuit, blah 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 blah. But then like also we people thought the same way about the lady who had the coffee from McDonald's. Like, she couldn't hold her coffee, blah blah blah. It's like I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe it
No,
hit her
no,
in
no, no,
such a
no.
way that her arm is just broken. I don't know.
Okay. I feel bad for her with her
Yeah,
injuries, okay?
yeah,
And I don't think anybody should suffer from something like that, okay?
right,
I
right,
believe that medical expenses should be covered by Los Angeles Dodgers to some extent, okay? But for her to be able to sue them, in all fairness, okay, all she says is was thrown, dropped, or otherwise propelled from an elevated seating or standing area above. How do
right.
we not know that someone accidentally dropped it and it fell off the edge or
True,
whatever it is and
true.
hit? How do we know it's not an accident?
Yep.
Regardless, she's like, "Oh my gosh, this thing hurt me. I'm suing the place." When guess what? They didn't cause that to happen. They didn't drop it. It was
Right,
in a spectator's hands. I don't understand
right.
how you can go from it's probably in a spectator's hands or accidentally dropped or intentionally done. How does she know who intentionally did that? She doesn't. So now she's
Yeah.
going after the only
Well,
thing that she can, which
I
is the
think it's
company,
more.
the
I think it's
stadium
more
that she
than
was
just
in.
that. It's just also like proper, like because I see a certain side of what she's saying, and that like if someone is going to sell something that can be thrown, which anything can be thrown, but especially if it's like spherical in that way, it's like there should be some sort of safeguards because people are crazy. They get rowdy, especially when they're drinking. People do all sorts of crap, especially if the game
Okay.
is like going the way they don't like. I mean, stuff can happen. There should be
Okay.
certain safeguards in a way, I guess. I
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
see what
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
saying, and I
Yeah.
kind of
I
see
get what
why
you're
you would
saying.
sue. But at the same time, I still think it's stupid. But I could see where she's coming from in a little bit. I don't know.
All right. Well then, I'll give you a real life scenario then, sir.
Mm.
Okay. SB Bollard Stadium. Do you know SB Bollard Stadium, Jay?
I know of that. I know of that company. That's the construction company. But no, I don't know the stadium.
SB Bollard Stadium is
Yeah.
the stadium for the ODU Monarchs.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I have been there myself. I was there with my sister and her husband, my brother-in-law. We
Mm.
went to a football game. We've actually been to two football games actually this past year. Had a great time. 50-yard line over on the visitor side, of course. But hey, it was still lots of fun. Had a great time doing it. Took our daughter there one game as well. However, my sister bought a Tervis cup
Okay.
on inside the stadium.
Okay.
Inside the stadium. Is the stadium now responsible if she's higher up on the thing and she accidentally drops it and calls and knocks somebody else? Does that mean that person has the right to sue the stadium at that point? Again, same
No.
principle. Same principle.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Again, I'm not siding with her. I'm just saying I could see where you could, possibly say something that's weird.
Yeah,
That's all.
it seems very odd to.
In no way am I siding with her.
I'm not. Well, I'm siding with her in the sympathetic form of the fact that you got injured.
You got injured, great, but to make a lawsuit out of it is wrong.
Yeah,
I think she should, just like you said. I mean, we don't know if she tried to actually go to the LA Dodgers and say like, "Hey, I got injured. Can you at least pay for this?" Something like that. And that's not here.
Yeah, we don't know the specifics behind it at all. Yeah, exactly.
We don't know.
We'll have to keep abreast of this situation. Right. But yeah, it seems right now on the surface, it seems very frivolous.
Right.
To do something like that.
Right.
So yeah, I gotta call little BS in this right now, but I don't know. There could be some other information that we don't know about that changes the way we feel about this whole situation.
Yeah.
As of right now, from what I'm reading here,
yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, from what is shown here, it sounds like she's really just really reaching, just trying to make it a bigger thing than what it should be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, it sucks that it happened. Hopefully she did reach out to someone as soon as she got injured, let the stadium personnel know, because there's usually somebody at every section, because if they see something going on, they're going to try and assist and get something taken care of. Because let's face it, there have been incidents in the stands. Heck, look at Foxborough from the article that we just read, what just happened with the Kiss Cam at the Coldplay concert. So there you go. Same thing. Yeah. Still crazy, if you will. Yeah. But again, this one to me seems out of left field.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, this also reminds me of the other old thing. I think it was a photo where everyone's like trying to dodge out of the way and like cover their faces because a fucking bat came into the stands. That person probably had more of a lawsuit than this person, because that straight up is by a player.
Yeah,
I mean that's with all that force that those guys use. I mean, people don't really think about it, but there's a lot of force on that field when they're like trying to knock those balls out
and that's why.
And stuff.
And you know what you started seeing when those bats started flying the way they did it. You started seeing nets. Nets started coming up all over the place, man. They did. They came up all over the place. But that's the thing, and and again, that's one of the things that even my father and other people warned me about. Every time you're at a stadium, if you're wherever you're sitting, you had best pay attention, because a ball could be coming your way at any point.
Oh yeah.
And it can happen. I've seen it.
Yeah, I was at a like little charity game for like CHKD. It was like I was invited by my Walmart peeps back in the day, because by then I was at another company, right? So so I went over there and we were like having a good time. No one really watched the game except for one person. We were all just having a good time talking, eating the free food,
right?
And then eventually, like, a ball came into our section. You heard it just bounce around. It's like, holy crap! Like, because we were talking, we didn't see it, but straight up, like, okay. But anything can happen. That's for sure.
Absolutely, man. And that's one of the things you got to pay at a ball game. You got to pay attention. Or somebody needs to really be paying attention, if you will.
Yeah, at least one.
What? You can get hit and you can get hurt. It can happen. I've seen it happen. We've seen it on TV. It happens, guys. It happens. If something like that happens, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be, again, more than likely, when you purchase a ticket, you waive certain rights as far as that kind of stuff. Hey, you know what? You could get hit by a ball type thing. We're not necessarily going to be responsible, but we're going to at least try and help you out type thing, if you will. And as we've seen, even on TV, someone gets hit by a ball or gets hit by a bat, they get attended to. Yep. So something like this happening, where this buzzball gets fallen.
Yeah.
If somebody sees it happen and other witnesses were there, that thing just fell right out of the sky. Just fell right out of the sky. We don't know where it came from. It just, it was right above us, whatever. They're getting attended to. They are. They're getting attended to. And if they didn't get attended to, then I call hokum. I really do.
If they didn't get attended to and she just kept quiet and decided to sue later, that's just being vindictive. Like, that's not how.
I don't think that's what happened. Honestly,
I don't think so.
I truly think that this was treated just like somebody getting hit with a ball. I do. I think something actually happened. people around her were observant about that because again, it's a baseball game. And even though, you don't know the person right next to you or whatever the case may be, people pay attention. People watch when certain things happen. And again,
Yeah.
if you see something, look, if I'm a spectator watching the game and all of a sudden I see something fall down from the sky in my view, I'm going to turn and look because it's going to attract my attention.
Right.
And if I see it hit somebody, I'll be, hey, it came from up there. Sorry, guy, it came from over there, or whatever. Someone's going to say something to pinpoint who did it. Well, guess what? If nobody could figure out who did it because it came from above or wherever, and nobody could figure out where it came from, still someone got hurt. People noticed. Guarantee you she was tended to. Guarantee you she was tended to.
Yep. Yeah.
I know I'm beating it like a dead bush, but
yeah. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe there'll be something that comes out about this. We'll probably never hear the end of it.
probably never hear from it again.
Again,
But
it's just like
gotta keep looking, man.
you gotta keep looking. There's a bunch of articles that we gotta go back to and see if there's any follow-ups because
Amen.
this one is like I feel like it's gonna get thrown out by the judge whenever it gets into like straight up. It's like you're like, all right, you're trying to blame the stadium, but they're not the ones who do the buzz balls. So what do you want here?
Right.
It's probably gonna get thrown out.
Oh, the Carolina woman. Her name is Jennifer Wagner. Yep, I just did a little further search on it.
Okay.
Unspecified damage. Yep, August 6, 2025. It was filed in March 2026. Per CBS Los Angeles.
Okay.
Suit argues Dodgers should have foreseen the potential for injury.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, more power to her. I don't know.
Yep.
Good luck with all that, lady. I don't know.
That's it.
If you get any money, just let us have some because we want to buy some buzz balls.
That's boo.
Come on. Any press is good press. Come on, buzz ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go.
Yep.
Come on, LA Dodgers. Come on, North Carolina.
Buzz ball. It'll give you a buzz.
That's right. It'll give you a buzz. It'll give you balls.
That's it.
Yeah.
It'll buzz your balls.
It'll buzz your balls. Anyway, I think we've beaten that one to death, right?
Yes, we beat that one to death.
Yeah.
Yes,
so that's gonna do it for
yes, sir.
This stuff and all that good stuff. We love it. We love it. We love everything.
Another great round.
Another great day in the history of mankind.
Time to go into the clubhouse, sir.
That's right. Yes, time to do the percolator. I don't know. In any case, that brings us to the end of it. So,
yes, sir.
My name is Jay.
And I'm Mitch.
Love, peace, and respect. We'll catch y'all right here again on the next episode of Lumpia and Latkes.
Bye for now.
If you should or would like to contact us, please find us at our Facebook page, Lumpia and Latkes. We will be glad to hear from you.